I don't think so. Why? I don't get it. Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here. Welcome back to another Brave 9 video. Alright, so today's topic we're gonna specifically talk about Seol Ah forms versus Venaka forms, and I know this is a topic that I've been wanting to do for the longest time ever, but there wasn't always a good time to talk about this because the last time I wanted to do this was 2 weeks ago. At first I was like, okay, let's talk about Seol Ah versus Venaka, right? So that will give players a better idea, but then that was like before Lumen came out. Then I'm like, okay, let's wait for Lumen to come out first. Maybe Lumen will change or revolutionize Seol Ah meta. And then Lumen comes out and he's alright, you know, not the best, not the worst either, I think. Not many players decided that he's a must-have. And fast forward a couple of days afterwards, now we are here, and I know the legendaries are coming in a few days, and I thought that okay, maybe we should wait for the legendaries to come out before we talk about this Seol Ah versus Venaka. But like, there's always going to be new units coming out, and I feel like there's never going to be a perfect time to talk about this. So let's just jump into it. Again, keep in mind this video was done at the moment of pre-release of the new Persona's legendaries. So before we jump into any talk about those, I just want to remind you guys that this package right here is invaluable. Alright, it has Legend Scrolls, it has Premium Scrolls. If you are new to the game, if you are new, you started the game recently or you're somehow newish, 2 to 3 months old, this is an awesome package to get because for the price of 2, you are basically getting 800 diamonds for the price of 2. Like 10 Legend Scrolls and 10 Premium Scrolls. For new players, you're gonna need a lot of units, but for veteran players, I get it, you want to save for mileage, etc. That's something that you are looking forward to as well. We don't really know the official mileage prices. We know that the mileage shop is coming, so that is something that we have to wait for the time being. The package will be available for 2 more days. Make sure you guys grab it while you still can. So if you guys did not follow my arena video, okay, I have been consistently getting to master and grandmaster for the past couple of weeks with a Seol Ah form. I've been switching around. Alright, at first I decided to use Venaka forms. For the past 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I've been using Seol Ah form, and I've noticed significant improvement. And the idea of Seol Ah form is pretty straightforward. You gotta have very strong taunters. If you don't have a strong taunter, right, someone that can taunt, that can survive multiple hits like Gran or Lloyd, your Seol Ah team is going to crumble apart because enemy is going to come in with their Venaka, destroy you in the early stage of the game. Alright, so let's jump into rankings here for a little bit so we can talk about this, we can discuss of why or how dominant the Seol Ah meta is actually compared to the Venaka forms. Right, if you go to the past season, which I believe is the season 7, alright, we're going to have a look at a couple of top 10 players. So you can see this is clearly a Seol Ah form, right? We have Asmod right here. We have both Gran and Lloyd, like I mentioned. Taunts, very important to protect the magicians right here. No Galenia. Alright, you can see Natus, Olivia, Velfen, Celia. Yes, proven to work. Alright, it's something that can protect you very well against lots of Venaka forms. Alright, so the second place, very solid Venaka form right here. And at third place, this player went for a Seol Ah form. The fourth place, alright, this is a Venaka form. The fifth place, Venaka form. Sixth place, Venaka form. Seventh place, we have Seol Ah form. Back to it. Eighth place, Seol Ah form again. Ninth place, we have Venaka form. And 10th place, Seol Ah form. Now, as you guys can see, top 10 players. This is basically what we have in the highest of the highest rankings. Venaka and Seol Ah, they are competing neck in neck. I wouldn't say like Seol Ah forms are way better. I wouldn't say that Venaka forms are way better. Now, who do you want to start investing in if you are new, right? The answer is it doesn't matter. I would say what matters the most is if you invest into Venaka forms, that's where you want to prioritize. That's where you want to shift your focus into. If you focus on Seol Ah forms, that's where you want to pour your resources, your investments in, because right now, at the time of me making this video, they are very, very even. Of course, we might have a defender meta later on. I actually like it. This is just my personal thing. I actually do like it a lot because it gives you the flexibility. It doesn't force a player to build units surrounding something that's considered meta, right? So if you like warriors, you like moving on round 1, go with Venaka form. That's going to help you a lot. Jin, incredible value with Venaka forms. Alec, Vals, she works very good either way. And then when we come to Seol Ah forms, I would say Seol Ah form might be slightly more expensive because most of the 5 stars, except for Lumen, right, they came out recently, or Helga. Helga is a really good investment actually if you're looking to invest into Seol Ah form. I would say Venaka Seol Ah forms right now is slightly more expensive than Venaka forms just because of the fact that you're going to require more legendaries, right? Now, I do think that right now, currently, the spell cards seem to favor Seol Ah form much more than the Venaka form. I don't know. It's just something that I feel like, at least on the budget side of things. Obviously, with the spell cards, once you get your spell card up to level 7, you can switch them around and their effect is going to be like greatly amplified. But if you are a budget player like me, free to play by the way, alright, level 1 spell cards, level 2 spell cards, I would say Seol Ah form seems to be a lot cheaper. At least based on my own experience using either, right? Okay, so let's jump into the character meta and hopefully we can briefly talk about what's the hot merc right now in terms of the supporters. So since our focus will be either on Venaka or Seol Ah, now you can see, right? Venaka is 51%, Seol Ah is 45%. They are really close. This like 6% increase doesn't signify much. Galenia is still the dominant one in terms of the supporter. She's very cheap. She's essentially free if you have played the game before. Gate of Chaos, you can easily obtain her. Even at +0, she's very good. Obviously, +10 is going to be better since you get a cross tile. Asmode is invaluable as a legendary. He is something that I think most players want to lean towards. You can see Rafitia is almost never being used at all in PvP. So right now, Rafitia is dead. Alright, Rafitia is dead. If you have been playing last year, in 2020, throughout last year, Rafitia was so dominant, you'll be like, now you come back to the game and it's like, what happened? Why is my Rafitia no longer being used? Because you don't need her, right? Venaka and Galenia is going to provide every single buff that you need, right? Venaka gives crit damage, she gives attack percent. You can see this is a lot of attack percent, a lot of crit damage. But the only thing that Venaka doesn't give is crit rate. And Galenia complements her, alright, since Galenia gives crit rate and you don't need a lot of crit rate either, since it's kept at 100%, right? So this is something that, you know, Galenia provides very good. It's something that's more sufficient enough. And with Seol Ah, as long as you fulfill the condition of having 4 magicians, that's where the buffs come in. It's just crazy amount of buffs right here. You get attack, you get crit rate, you get crit damage. So Galenia is going to be much more crucial in Venaka forms, in my opinion, compared to in Seol Ah form, just because of the buff. And also, if you're not talking about the buff specifically, where the offensive buff, but if you're talking about the defensive buff, where she gives the immortal drug, right? I think this is really invaluable. Giving your characters 2 lives is something that you just cannot overlook. So yeah, if you are looking to build Seol Ah form, obviously the cheaper route is going to be Helga, it's going to be Lumen. Nerua, unfortunately, you can't really obtain her anymore, but if you have her, she's alright. She's a good option. I don't really recommend Frisha. This is just my personal opinion. I feel like Frisha can be really clunky and inconsistent. She needs setups, she needs graves, and with these spell cards, it's really hard to make her work consistently. Now, she can work at times. I've seen her destroy Grand Hilde, Mamone, etc. It's just that the consistency of her working might not be worth investing into. So definitely Nerua, I would say Lumen. Just go for Lumen. If you're looking for cheap investment, just go for Lumen and Helga. Like, I don't think they're going away anytime soon. So that secures 2 magician spot, and you're gonna need to invest in 2 more. You can go either Celia Velfren, Velfren Livia, or Celia Livia. Up to you, whichever, or Natus if you want. Alright, it's totally up to you. Warrior side of things, you know, Vals is going to be the top dominant one right now because of Jin, right? Jin counters Alec heavily. Vals doesn't get countered by anyone in particular. Vals only gets countered by Charm, alright? She does get Charm a lot from Lloyd or from Asmode. But yeah, you can always give her Venaka's buff purification, make sure she's within the range. And if you have Seol Ah, you're gonna have attack interference immunity anyways, so she doesn't suffer from that. Vals counters Jin, so therefore she will always be more valuable than Alec, in my opinion, to deal with a lot of warriors. Now you can see we have Jin, we have Sigmund, and Gunter. Like, these are all 5 stars. definitely can be cheaper compared to investing in a magician, right? If you're looking at the top 5 and Angelica is Angelica is here. Of course, there are always Angelica abusers. She's not that bad. I've mentioned this on my live stream before, okay? I think players misunderstood like what I meant about Angelica. If you have her at plus 15, use her. Use Angelica at plus 15. But it's more for the newer players. When a new player comes to the stream and, hey, I want to start building Angelica, she's a non-waifu, I like non-waifus, I have non-waifus fetish. Stop! Stop. Don't do it. Alright, if you're starting from scratch, from a plus 0 or a plus 9, and you're gonna pull for her companions and stuff, I don't think she's worth it. But if you already have an invested Angelica at plus 12 and above, then sure, just plus 15 her, get the extra range. She's gonna be useful at some situations. I don't think she's as bad as many players have claimed. So yeah, overall, I would love to know like on my community, how many of you guys are running either Venaka forms or Seol Ah forms. I mean, there's a chance that you could be running both and switching between two, you know, either in between your arenas. I will leave a link below to a poll, and I hope that you guys can participate in it so that we can all get a much more accurate numbers. So that is going to be it for this video. I can't wait for the new legendaries coming up. It's definitely very, very exciting. As always, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Special shout out to Chai193, Stas, Kill for Fun, Sharky Z, Basilix SC, Akisa Channel, Apoxus, Player203, Gemma Rifki for the YouTube membership. Thanks for supporting me, guys. Appreciate it.